Welcome. In front of me I have the Samsung A40, and today I will show you how you can bypass Google verification on this device. Now, while I'm going through a little bit of a setup on this device, I am going to mention that this is designed for, well, number one, it's going to be for like new version in 2024. And this device, if I'm correct, is running Android 10. And probably this is most likely the newest version that this device can have. As right now in 2024, I think we have like Android 14 nowadays. Now, with that being said, in the description in the video, you should have a link to the website, basically this one. And if that's not there, you could just open up the HardReset.Info, there we go, and search for the A40, which is obviously this phone. So it shows up a little bit behind, so let me just kind of get a bit bigger. And there we go, it's A40. Now when it comes down to the bypass, we're going to be picking the one for Android 13, 12 and 13, which, like I said, this is running Android 10, but the method of doing it is exactly the same. So this is going to be basically with the newest softwares that are linked in there. So in here we have two different things. We have the Samsung drivers and Samsung FRP. Well, that's problematic. Apparently it's no longer available. Okay. Now, that being said, I am gonna make sure that it is available by the time this video is released. So I'm gonna find this program somewhere. Okay, let me check. Maybe I actually have it in the downloads folder. Nope, I do not, so I need to find some way to get it. Okay, so I did find out how to get the thing working. So in here, we're just gonna, at least I am gonna add preview. And apparently I misspelled it. There we go. So basically, if you add this, it's going to show the most updated version of the site. So the one that I was opening up was delayed. That's why software wasn't visible there yet. So anyway, I'm going to actually delete the one that I have downloaded right now, just so there's no problems later on. And I'm going to download both of these. And this one is accessible now. Great. Now there is one more thing. You might need to disable or suspend your virus and threat protection. So for people that don't know how to do this, I'm going to quickly go through it. So right click on Start and select Settings, navigate to Update and Security, and then Windows Security. Select Virus and Threat Protection, and then in here scroll a little bit down to Virus and Threat Protection Settings and select Manage Settings. Here we have two options that you can go with. So either one, you have the real-time protection. You can turn that off, and it's going to give you in a second this pop-up. And if you interact with it, it's automatically going to re-enable the virus and threat protection settings. Might be a good option for temporary, for people that are just going to do this once. You can turn that off, and then once you're done with the bypass, you can then interact with this overlay and the notifications panel, and it will automatically re-enable it. For people that are interested in a more permanent case scenario, you can scroll all the way down, and somewhere at the bottom you'll have exclusions, and you can select Add or Remove Ones and select Add Exclusion. And as you can see, I have added the downloads, the desktop, and a couple other ones. So whatever files are located in these locations, even if they are viruses, Windows cannot do anything with them. Now this is not recommended for majority of the people, as it's a little bit more risky. So I would recommend going with the first option, but if it's giving you problems, you can add like an exclusion and then get rid of it once you're done. Anyway, so that's one thing. Now going to our downloaded files, gonna extract both of them. Now we do need to have either WinRAR or 7-zip, one of those two. And you want to start off with the first one, which is Samsung USB drivers, and install it. Which, based on this message, obviously it's in Polish, so translating it, it's telling me that it's already installed. Do I want to install it even though it's already here? I'm gonna select no. I don't remember if it's gonna require me to reboot a computer or not, so I do want to skip that additional hassle, and if it's already there, that's great. Now I am gonna probably reinstall it if I have some kind of problems, but in any case, moving on to the second one, we're gonna just open that up, and here we're looking for FW tool. Some files are missing, fantastic. Select no. Okay, so here is our software now, and let's see. So we have disabled the antivirus. We have unpacked these. Okay, so I'm not sure how relevant this is. So I am gonna do this, so close this actually, in this case. Let me make sure. Gonna copy it. Let's go to C, drop it in here. Now let's open it up. Okay. Now technically it says that the SAM tool needs to be in the C folder, but I don't want to drop the files like all in the C folder. I just prefer to have it located in a folder. It makes it easier to delete it, and I doubt it's gonna make much of a difference, so I guess we'll see in a second. Anyway, we have already opened that up. Cool. Turn on the software. Yes, we have done that on our device. Actually, I haven't shown that the device is locked, so I'm going to do it right now. Let's go to the next. Okay, so it's going to now load up the info, letting us know that the device is locked. Okay, so you can see now that it is locked. I did pause the video just for this because it was taking a little bit longer, but here we go. So I can draw the pattern to unlock it, and obviously the Google account is the secondary option here. Anyway, so to get started, back out to the beginning of the setup, select the emergency call, and in the dialer, we're gonna type in this here. So *#0*#. This will open up this random weird looking menu, and here we're looking for what do we need to actually select? Yeah, it looks like actually we don't need to do anything apart from just opening that up. So let's just plug it in now. And moving on, let's select our device right here, FRP. and we're looking for, kind of looks a little bit different. So I assume it's one of these at the bottom. As you can see, this looks a little bit different, but the pictures here are from an older version of this software. This is from a 3.31. We're right now using a 4.9. Let's see if just so I can check here. Remove FRP. So yeah, I think it's referring to this one. Security older than the 8. So I guess it's gonna be this one actually. The last one. Oh, no. This one. So the middle one. Okay. So let's just light up the phone so I can actually see what's happening there. It's still plugged in, and we can just click on it. Oh, right. Let me move it to the view actually. So you can see it's detecting that the device is plugged in. There is my Samsung. It's giving a bunch of info right here. That's great. So it means that it is seeing the device. Okay, so it looks like something is not showing up on a phone. I'm gonna unplug it. That's gonna help. No. So basically what we're looking for is this right here. So always allow from this computer. So it will ask us for permission to access the device. And it's not showing up with this. That's basically what we need right now to basically get the ball rolling. The software is waiting for that to happen so it can connect to the phone itself, but right now it's not doing it. So I'm gonna close the software and try it again. Gonna also run it as admin just in case if that has any kind of effect. For some reason it's still running. So when I close it, it actually stays open in the tray. So to fully close it, you'd need to click on the tray and then you select exit. Anyway, let's select again the... So this is basically what we're looking for to show up on our screen. Okay, so after checking it, I think I might have discovered what the problem is. So let's go back to our folder itself. So I basically copied the entire folder to C, and it looks like the program itself creates its own folder right here. And this is also the folder that we're supposed to have in the C drive, right? As you can see right over here. So it's not the actual file name, and it did apparently actually matter. So what we're gonna do is just grab everything from here. We're gonna go here, paste. I'm gonna replace this. So let's make sure that that's closed. And let's try again. I am gonna unplug it. And again, let's run as admin. So now we're not getting any kind of pop-up anymore. And plug it in. Okay, let's select that it's already opened. There we go. So that's what we're looking for. So as you've seen, the actual location does matter for this to work. So now let's continue this on. Should we do so by going to the next page? Anyway, we need to select always allow and then allow. Now this little page swap, that's not me, that's the program doing it. the phone shutting off. That's also the program doing it. And that's also the program doing it. Anyway, you can close that page. Congratulations, everything is done. So, okay, cool. Just close that. Oh, and we can also unplug the device. Now, right now it's already showing me the home screen, which is how it's supposed to work. There's a little bit that you might see like differences sometimes. Sometimes you might see like a white screen with like missing buttons right here. Just continue waiting. That's normal, at least from experience doing similar bypasses on Samsungs. It's not always going to take you straight to the home screen. It might take it like half a minute before it actually boots up, but it should happen. In any case, once you're in the home screen, there's one last thing that I recommend doing, which is navigating to the settings and performing a factory reset of the device, which you can do by navigating into the general management, reset, and then factory data reset, reset, and select delete all. This will then begin factory resetting your device. Once that process is finished, you'll be then taken back to the setup screen, at which point you can set up your device however you like, as it will be fully unlocked at that point. So that is the last thing that I recommend doing. Even though this program supposedly removes FRP lock altogether, I would still recommend doing this as a safety net, just to be absolutely certain that the device is unlocked, as performing a factory reset of the device through settings forces the device to remove any kind of protection that was previously utilized on this device. So therefore forces the device to unlock itself, if it's not already. And because you don't have anything on the phone just yet, it really doesn't cause any kind of data loss or anything like that. So it's, in my opinion, very recommended to go through this. Now, with that being said, hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.